Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy Eyes Academy. Just imagine a nation which is so desperate that it start leasing its own coastline to survive. Not to friends but to rivals. Ji haan, Pakistan, the same country that gave China a deep sea gateway at Gwadar port, now quietly offering America a port which is just 70 miles away. Ji haan, you heard that right. China's iron brother now wants to give Washington a naval doorway into the Arabian Sea. A proposal that could rewrite South Asia's entire power map. And the port is called as Pasni port. Ji haan. What is the name of the port? As you can see here, the port is called as Pasni port, which is a very small port, silent, and yet potentially the most explosive piece of real estate on the Indian Ocean. So what is the plan? Let the US build and operate a terminal to gain access to Pakistan's rare earth minerals and supposedly keep it all civilian. So when has this or you can say when has any civilian port which is built by the United States of America ever stayed that way? ये हिस्ट्री में रहा है यूएस की कि उन्होंने जब भी कहा कि दिस इज अ सिविलियन पोर्ट, बट वो कभी पूरी तरीके से सिविलियन पोर्ट नहीं रहा है. सो लेट मी टेल यू, दिस इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट द पोर्ट, इट इज अबाउट अ कंट्री सेलिंग इट्स ज्योग्राफी टू बाय द सर्वाइवल and risking its sovereignty in the process. So today we are going to decode one of the most shocking diplomatic gambles of our time. That is Pakistan's desperate gamble, offering America a naval gateway near Gwadar. Because when desperation becomes diplomacy, history does not just repeat itself. It just docks at a different port. So, the most important thing, Pakistan's desperate gamble. Who is offering America a naval gateway near the Gwadar port? Gwadar port के पास ही पाकिस्तान अब एक पोर्ट देना चाह रहा है अमेरिका को, which is called as Pasni port. And a shocking proposal has surfaced that Pakistan wants to hand the United States of America a port near Gwadar, and that is America, not China. Okay, so as you can see here, अब इसकी शुरुआत कहां से होती है? So various reports, they say that Islamabad has offered the US to build and operate a terminal at Pasni. Pasni, which is in Balochistan region, as you can see here, this is Pasni. Okay, so this is a port. So this is in Balochistan region, Pasni region, है ना? Now, it is just 70 miles from China's Gwadar port. So, it is a direct American foothold on the Arabian Sea. Okay. Now, another important thing. This offer includes access to Pakistan rare earth minerals, which the United States of America desperately wants to diversify away from the China. Ji haan. So Pasni could become the Washington's new window into the Indian Ocean region. As you can see here, the location Pasni. Okay. Now, another important thing that we need to understand, Pakistan अब क्या कह रहा है? Pakistan claims that this is a non-military project. No bases, no weapons, just trade and commerce will be there. And we have heard these same things before also. There is no such thing which is called as purely civilian American port in this world. Okay. Now, so as you can see here, that the proposal was reportedly pitched. अब ये proposal आया कब? So it is said that this proposal was pitched when Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif met Trump recently. Just remember this viral photo where Munir was offering a briefcase of minerals, as you can see here. है ना? In White House, Munir was offering a briefcase which is full with rare earth minerals. है ना? So that wasn't random. It just was a sales pitch. Okay. Now, अब इसका बैकग्राउंड हमें समझना पड़ेगा. So as you can see here, Pakistan economic crisis. जी हाँ, Pakistan is in free fall. How? Like for example, CPEC failed to deliver. China-Pakistan economic corridor failed to deliver. Debt is soaring, and now even its biggest corporations are packing up. अब biggest corporations भी पाकिस्तान से वापस जा रही हैं, है ना? So as you can see here, Microsoft exits Pakistan after 25 years. जी हाँ, है ना? Since 2023, let me tell you, a corporate exodus has begun. Procter and Gamble, they shut Gillette. Microsoft ended 25 years of operation. Shell company, Pfizer, Total Gas, Careem, all companies are gone. And they did not pause. They sold and left. Okay. Now, so for this thing, for Pakistan, this means one thing, that the world has lost faith in Pakistan. And when investors leave, desperation begins. So Pasni is now Islamabad's new bargaining chip to attract the Washington's dollars. Okay. So as you can see here, the idea is simple. Idea simple क्या है यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान के हिसाब से? Let America build a port, give them access to minerals, and they are hoping for funding, legitimacy, and maybe protection. So it is just a desperate geo-economic barter system. Okay. Now, अब इन सभी चीजों में चाइना का क्या रिएक्शन होगा? It is also a betrayal of Beijing. China has spent billions of dollars on Gwadar port under China-Pakistan economic corridor. Now, Pakistan is inviting America to set up a rival port next door. That is like renting your house to two enemies at once. Okay, this is the scenario. So now we can understand that China will see this as a red flag. China is already frustrated by the security issues in Gwadar, and Beijing might start withdrawing more projects from Pakistan. Now, Pakistan's attempt to balance both the sides, that could backfire completely. Okay. Now, so now as you can see here, अब ईरान भी इसके नेबर में, पासनी पोर्ट में अगर अमेरिका आ जाएगा, है ना, अमेरिका का बेस बनेगा, तो ईरान विल नॉट स्टे साइलेंट आइदर, है ना, बिकॉज Pasni is dangerously close to Chabahar region where India and Iran collaborate, and an American controlled port nearby will raise alarm in Tehran region also. Okay, so let me tell you, on paper, as you can see here, this is a Gwadar port, and this is Pasni. See the distance, it is very close. Now try to understand. On paper, Pasni sounds strategic for the United States of America. It is close to Iran, monitoring CPEC, China-Pakistan economic corridor, as well as securing mineral access. But in reality, it is a logistical nightmare, a security risk, and politically explosive. Okay. Now, the question here is, why would Trump or Washington even consider it? So let me tell you, because Pakistan is offering itself cheap. It is the same pattern as always. That means sell the land, promise minerals, trade sovereignty for aid. Now, so this is how colonization begins. Let me tell you, this is how colonization begins in the 21st century, not by the conquest, but by the contracts. One lease at a time. First, Gwadar port was given to China, and now Pasni port given to the United States of America. Next, who knows? So let me tell you, the truth is Pakistan mistook geography for destiny. Pakistan thought being strategically located, and strategically located meant strategically rich. समझ में आ रहा है? But geography without the governance, it's just a geography. Okay. Now, apart from this, China-Pakistan economic corridor, that is CPEC, failed for the same reason, and Pasni will also fail. ऐसा एक्सपर्ट्स का कहना है, बिकॉज नो पोर्ट कैन सेव अ कंट्री दैट इज ब्रोकन फ्रॉम विद इन. ओके, यू कैन नॉट बिल्ड अ प्रॉस्पेरिटी ऑन अ पॉलिटिकल केओस, है ना. आप कहां पे बना रहे हो? बलूचिस्तान, जहां पे ऑलरेडी इंसर्जेंसी है. दे आर डिमांडिंग फॉर द इंडिपेंडेंस. Clear? So, by offering the Pasni port to the United States of America, Pakistan is not asserting the power, it is pleading for the help. And once you start leasing your coastline for the survival, you have already lost your sovereignty. Because history does not repeat itself, it just docks at our different ports in Pakistan. So, as we know that first Gwadar port to China, now Pasni port to America. Pakistan is actually auctioning its sovereignty port by port. अब इन सभी चीजों में what can be the implications on India? जी हाँ, अब इन सभी चीजों में इंडिया पर क्या इंपैक्ट हो सकता है, क्या implications हो सकते हैं. Clear? So let's try to understand the implications for India. Now, first important thing that we need to understand with respect to the implications of India, that is strategic shock waves. As you can see here, strategic shock waves for India's western flank. Now, try to understand, Pasni is just 450 kilometers from India's Kutch coast and barely 100 kilometers east of Iran's Chabahar port. है ना, where India has invested heavily, as you can see here, Chabahar port. तो इंडिया ने चाबहार पोर्ट में काफी ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट किया हुआ है. If the United States of America builds or operates a naval capable facility, it could change the entire naval geometry of the North Arabian Sea. है ना, ठीक है. Apart from this, India's western seaboard, if we see like Gujarat or Mumbai, it becomes a potential surveillance zone for both China via Gwadar as well as US via Pasni. So in this scenario, what India Navy can do? So India's Navy freedom of movement in the region could face the dual tracking from two rival superpowers that is located barely around 100 kilometers apart. So it would also complicate, you can say, India's ability to operate discreetly near Iran as well as Oman region, which is crucial for its energy as well as maritime diplomacy. Okay, now what will be the second implication? Geopolitical balancing act becomes a tightrope. जी हाँ, कैसे? See, India has worked for years to maintain a strategic balance between the United States of America as well as Iran, that is building Chabahar port with Tehran while deepening the Quad as well as Indo-Pacific, है ना, with Washington. Now, if US foothold will be there in the Pasni region, it actually throws a wrench into this equilibrium. Kaise? Because Iran will see Pasni port as an US attempt to encircle the Chabahar port. And in this scenario, it might pressure India to pick the sides more clearly. Now, in this way, Washington could leverage Pasni to demand more alignment from New Delhi on Indo-Pacific issues like reducing India's strategic autonomy. Now, China क्या करेगा? China meanwhile will view the US presence near Gwadar port as an anti-CPEC move, indirectly benefiting India also by weakening the China-Pakistan relation ties. है ना? So, ironically, we can say India gains more leverage from growing China-Pakistan rift, but India also loses strategic maneuverability in the region. Okay, so that could be the implications. Now, next implication can be internal fallout. अब internal fallout कैसे? Pakistan sovereignty crisis helps India. जी हाँ. See, Pakistan's desperation offering Pasni to United States of America while still depending on the China, it actually reveals a deep cracks in the geopolitical stability. Okay, so for this, India has two silver linings. है ना? This has for India, this has two silver linings. पहली चीज क्या है? It exposes CPEC failure and weakens the Pakistan claim to be China's strategic partner. Second important thing, it shows that the world, that Pakistan's geography no longer guarantees power, है ना? Only dependence. So this could actually strengthen India's image as the more stable, trustworthy regional partner for the global powers who are seeking South Asian footholds. है ना? So this can be implications. Apart from this, there are other implications also, like for example, let me tell you, possible security fallout. Now, how possible security fallout? So let me tell you this implication. See, India must prepare for the militarization of its western maritime frontier. ठीक है? So even if the Pasni port is civilian, अगर Pasni port civilian भी है, dual use infrastructure is the norm. That means civilian cover होगा, military potential. And US intelligence assets could monitor India's naval movement. They can monitor missile tests. They can even monitor the activity around the Mumbai and Kandala port. So Pakistan could use this partnership to bargain for advanced defense support or legitimacy it otherwise, है ना? Otherwise it lacks. So essentially we can say India may face an you can say unholy triangle, है ना? Unholy triangle कैसे? China is in Gwadar port, है ना? China जो है Gwadar port में है, America is in Pasni port, and India is in Chabahar port, and all within 200 kilometers of each other. So that is an unprecedented level of strategic congestion. Now, the last important thing we can see that what is the bigger picture here? India's opportunity in this great game, है ना? अगर हम इसमें इंडिया की अपॉर्चुनिटी देखें तो इंडिया के पास क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी हो सकती है? If India played smartly, then India can turn this chaos into the opportunity. कैसे? India can strengthen its Chabahar region, Central Asia, Chabahar to Central Asia corridor. India can showcase it as the only stable alternative to both CPEC as well as Pasni. है ना? So it is going to deepen the maritime ties with Oman as well as UAE, which ensure the Western Indian Ocean remains pro-India. And another important thing, leverage the instability in Pakistan to highlight India's role as a responsible regional power. So overall, we can say, when we see this issue, so Pasni is not just about a port. It is about Pakistan's collapse into dependency. And for India, the move is both warning as well as a window. A warning that the North Arabian Sea is becoming the next Cold War arena. And a window to assert maritime dominance, है ना, to strengthen the Chabahar region and cement India's image as the true anchor of ability in this region. So overall, we can say that this Pasni port issue, तो हमें ये समझना होगा that Pakistan is actually offering its sovereignty, है ना, for its survival. So we need to understand, first, Gwadar was given to China. Now Pasni is given to America. Two ports, two powers, one desperate nation caught in between, that is Pakistan. Pakistan once believed that geography was its greatest gift, that being strategically located, which means strategically powerful. But the geography without governance is just a map and nothing. CPEC failed not because of China or the West, but because no foreign port can save a country that is broken from within. Okay. So that is why when a nation start leasing its coastline for the loans, its minerals for promises, and its sovereignty for the survival, that time the world stops seeing it as a state. World always starts seeing it as a strategic pawn, है ना? So Pasni may give Pakistan short-term dollars, मिल जाएंगे, but it will cost them the long-term dignity. As superpowers circle the Arabian Sea, one thing becomes clear, and what is that thing? That this is not a battle for the ports, it is a battle for the power. Okay, it is the battle for the power, it is the battle for pride and the right to stand on your own feet. So in the end, Pakistan is not building the partnership. It is auctioning its survival, let me tell you. And history once again is docking at a very familiar shore. So this is the issue of Pasni port. I hope this much is clear to all of you, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel Legacy IAS Academy for more such kind of videos. Thank you.